So you want to buy a Rolex. Now, whether it's from an authorized dealer or a gray market dealer, I will guide you through the best practices to make sure you get the right watch from the right source and at the right price. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Roman Sharf. I've been a watch dealer for going on 22 years. So if you like this type of content and you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now let's get into the video. Let's first understand the Rolex market. I'll give you the key numbers here, right? Rolex is the leading manufacturer in the world. They're number one by far. Number two is somewhere down here in the basement. These guys also produce the most amount of watches by far, approximately 1 million watches per year, slightly over 1 million, 1,050,000, I believe it was last year. 33.3% of the retail market share in 2023 was also Rolex. The sales surpassed $11.2 billion. These were record sales for 2023. And if you combine number 2, 3, and 4 and put them together, it still wouldn't equal that number. Their watches cost, and again, I'm including new and used, old and new, anywhere from $2,000 all the way over $3 to $4 million if you're talking about some outliers in auction. But the average price for Rolex today is somewhere around that $12,000 price range. What are the most popular models that you are probably looking to buy? The top 4 models that people ask for and purchase are going to be your Datejust, your Daytona, your Submariner, and your GMT-Master II. Also, Rolex is known as the first money watch. So people often ask me, what's the first watch you recommend I buy? I don't recommend anything. I ask people what they want, what they're into, and then I put forth options so they can make their own decision. But 9 out of 10 times, guess what that decision is? It is a Rolex, and it's usually the 4 that I just mentioned. What about modern versus vintage? What is the vintage appeal, right? The number 1 appeal in vintage is the fact that, well, A, people like vintage watches, but number 2 is value. There were not 1 million Rolex watches produced back in 1950s, 60s, and 70s, right? So supply and demand. So to find a good, nice, clean, all original model, especially complete with box and papers, vintage Rolex, is a mission. The pros of modern models is the latest and greatest technologies, specifically materials, right? But at the same token, they can also come with a higher price tag because the availability is still limited, even though they make over 1 million watches a year because the demand is a lot higher than it was 30, 40 years ago. And as far as I'm concerned, I prefer a little bit of both. I prefer to diversify my assets because at the end of the day, yes, these are not investments, but they're still assets. So what do I need to know in terms of how much do I pay for something, right? The first obvious reason, the market influence, right? Market in general. High demand, low supply. So what do? Well, research. It's pretty obvious. Today, you guys have all the tools at your disposal. You can go to a website like Watch Charts that will show you, hey, what are these watches been selling for over the last 6 to 12 months? You can go to Chrono24, look at completed listings. You can go to eBay, look at completed listings. You can go to a website like mine and 10 others that will show you, hey, this is what they're selling for. Do I buy from an AD or do I buy from the gray market? What are the benefits buying from ADs? Authenticity. If you walk into an authorized dealer that sells Rolex, odds are you will not get a fake watch. In fact, I would say it's next to impossible unless the same AD is selling pre-owned and they somehow missed something somewhere and you're getting the warranty direct from the brand. Now, what are the challenges? Of course, due to high demand, it's the wait list. It's what they do, what I like to call a bundle. Oh, would you like to buy this Daytona? Sure, no problem. I need you to buy a piece of jewelry or 3, 4, 5 more watches before I give you a chance to buy that Daytona because nothing is guaranteed. If you are someone that likes to play the AD game and you have this warm, fuzzy feeling inside of you when you walk into an actual store and you know it's 100% authentic, by all means, perhaps gray market is not for you. But today you can't walk into an AD and buy a Rolex Daytona. You can't walk into an AD and buy a stainless steel Rolex. I actually did a mathematical exercise with a ton of my clients. They ended up buying 4, 5, 6 watches they didn't want. Then they wanted to get rid of them once they finally got the watch that they want. When they took the losses, it added up to more money than if they were to buy it on the gray market without having to wait 2, 3 years. Because one thing you have to understand is that ADs know the value of the watches they're selling you just the same as we do and you do. Don't think that when you walk into an AD and you ask for a Pepsi GMT that retails for around $10,000 and trades for double that they're not gonna make up that $10,000 that they're leaving on the table one way or the other. Keep that in mind. Let's talk about the gray market. What are the benefits of the gray market? Immediate availability. You can click buy it now. You can go on my website and check out on pretty much any Rolex that you want. And if it's not there, we can source it for you in a matter of minutes. Also, you get access to discontinued models. Obviously, vintage models. What are the challenges? Fakes. There's potential fakes out in the gray market. Not every gray market dealer is the same. Not every gray market dealer has the expertise or years in business or the reputation, if you will. And the other challenge is higher costs. Yes, if you want that Daytona today without a 17,000-year waiting list, you're going to pay a premium. It's because we are paying more money in order to have that merchandise, because that is the market price today on that watch, the real market price, not the MSRP set by the manufacturer. How do you find trustworthy dealers? Of course, the easiest thing for me to say is just come to us. You know who we are. But no, I'm going to give you a general idea of how to identify gray market watch dealers, because guess what? Sometimes we're not accessible to certain parts of the world, or people want to walk in somewhere and physically buy something where they are. Online references. Again, in the beginning, when I first started this, I spent 80% of my time convincing clients that, hey, I'm not going to send you a brick in the box. I'm a good guy. Today, I don't have to convince anybody because you have a boatload of references. Things like reviews, things like trusted seller lists, all the big platforms, Chrono24, we are a trusted Chrono24 seller. By going online and simply doing your research, you will get a clear picture in a matter of minutes. You buy the dealer, not the watch, because the product is going to be the same, but not. When you're buying a dealer, you find out what are you offered outside of the watch itself. For example, and that's the first thing, can I pick up the phone and call the company and talk to a live individual? How long have they been in business? What's going to happen if something is wrong with my watch a year from now? Am I going to have any kind of recourse? Do they provide a warranty? Is there a return policy? Seemingly simple things, but yet people still find themselves lost as to how to identify a reputable dealer. And last but not least, if something is too good to be true, it usually is. If I am, and 10 other companies are selling a watch for $10 and somebody's offering that same watch for $6, perhaps something might be wrong. This will also help you in regards to what to pay for a watch, which I discussed earlier, because if I gave you two watches and I said, okay, well, this watch is $10,500, this watch is $10,000. This watch comes with a 3-year warranty and no questions asked return policy. We will accept any type of payment from you. You can pick it up physically or we can ship it to you. And this watch has a no return policy, no warranty, but it's $500 cheaper. You have to evaluate what's that $500 worth to you. Okay, so now you got your watch. And let's say you bought it from one of the most trusted dealers on the planet and you're 100% confident that, hey, I got what I paid for. You still want to inspect your watch, right? First of all, you're going to inspect your watch thoroughly for signs of wear, because we describe our watches to the T. So if you call the dealer and said, hey, I'm sending your watch, it's in like new condition, you come in and you see a chip on a crystal, it's excessive wear, that means you didn't get what you paid for. Second, very important, verify serial numbers. I know it sounds pretty obvious, but a lot of people actually don't do it. We've done this for over 20 years. There have been times where things got mixed up. If you don't, and time goes by and you try to go look for that original card, odds are the dealer that sold you doesn't have it because you probably sent it to somebody else by mistake. Whenever you are in doubt and whenever you see that there's an issue, professional authentication is often key, and that is finding a local watchmaker. They can take a look at the watch, take it apart, see what's inside and tell you, hey, this watch is indeed absolutely correct. And again, this is if you really want to go deep. Hope to shed a little bit of light into buying your Rolex, whether it's your first Rolex or your 10th Rolex. Everything I said applies to a new collector versus a experienced collector. Other than that, guys, you know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.